Okay, I've been bubbling, so.
If you make a categorical statement that black men
as a
oppress,
whole,
it's just like saying Muslims are terrorists just because an individual commits a crime.
Welcome to Bridge the Gap, a show where we aim to build a bridge of understanding between opposing views. Each episode, you'll see our participants sit down to discuss some thought-provoking statements.
The phrase, black men oppress black women, is unfair.
If they disagree with the statement, they'll leave their seat and allow those that agree to explain themselves.
I don't understand how black men as a whole can have that sort of power when we don't have that sort of power in society at all.
Those that disagree then return and express themselves to the rest of the group.
But for me, the statement, black men oppress black women, is an attack on black men. It's an attack on patriarchy and sexism within the diaspora.
Hopefully building a bridge of understanding. Let's see what happens.
Clubhouse is killing our people.
You got to listen. I disagree. I do disagree. Why would you say that?
It's radical, man.
I feel like social media is frying everyone's brain. So this isn't exclusive to Clubhouse. I think social media is frying everyone's brain. And I feel like years from now, there's going to be studies about how people desperately wanted clout. So like what clout actually does to like your actual brain. That's what I think. So it's not exclusive to Clubhouse, but people are definitely showing
I can't
us.
speak so much on Clubhouse because I don't have that much experience with it, but social media in general is polarizing our people, is diluting the quality of the conversations that we have. I want to speak more on social media and relate that to Clubhouse. I think there's some good sides and bad sides of Clubhouse. I think it really depends on how you use it, right? Because the thing about Clubhouse is what should determine clout theoretically is the quality of your conversations, right? Because you actually get to speak with people. But just like with Twitter, it's like there would always be like that. There's always a propensity for groupthink, where it's just impulsive and it's about how it feels and how evocative the tweet is or the topic of conversation is, and that can really distract us from just focusing on more productive things, capitalizing on the opportunity that Clubhouse does present, because there's so much potential for growth, so much potential for networking. I think a number of us met each other off of Clubhouse, right? So at the same time, it depends on how you use it rather than just the app itself. So yeah,
I agree. I feel like it's about how you use it, it's about how you tell your experience. But I feel like in order for you to benefit off of social media, in order for you to use it in a healthy way, a productive way, you as a person already need to have a certain set of principles. You already need to have certain world perspective. Like you need to be gathered as an individual. So using social media, there are going to be people who are predisposed to the negative effects, to the clout chasing, to the attention seeking, to the, seeing images and like being compelled to want to look exactly like that, having a warped view of the world, all of that stuff. And there's people that are more likely to fall into that trap. And I feel like social media is taking people that otherwise would have, managed, had more healthy lifestyle, made more healthy choices, had a more healthy mindset. It's taken those people and it's kind of pushed them over the edge. Whereas you do get people who go in there with a strong sense of self, who have, high self-esteem, have, a strong set of principles. And so I don't feel like they fall victim as much to social media. So I don't feel like it's like Clubhouse is killing all of our people, but there are definitely people on there. And I'm just like, don't you have anyone that is like telling you what you look like? Right? Do you not have anyone that can say to you, you're moving mad?
Because
right
they're all
now?
in the same team, in the same bubble, they don't see it.
Yeah.
They'll think, what's wrong with her? What's she talking about?
That's why I try not to use it as much as more. I don't go into, especially with Clubhouse, I really make sure.
Once you see that echo chamber effect where it's not just the quality of conversation is diluted and it's more of like tribal affinity, just leave the room, because you're
like
wasting
people will
your
make
time.
rooms that discuss the discussion in the other. Is it not
Yeah,
madness?
I mean, it's like a group chat, like a WhatsApp.
And
group
don't
chat.
get me wrong, sometimes these are productive. Someone brings up a take, you see a certain perspective that needs a wider discussion. But it's just, and also the reason why I think this whole stuff is a bit unhealthy is because we do not have the capacity to like consume what everyone else is thinking and doing all of the time. And I think that's a huge problem with social media and Clubhouse, is this overconsumption of like what everyone else believes, what everyone else thinks. There's only so much your brain can process. I feel
What I
like
would
it
say
becomes
though
difficult.
is the onus falls on the individual.
100%.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, that's
So
why I
it's
even
half
me
and
sitting
half.
over here, I'm
It's
not
half
going to
and
say
half.
it's club, because at the end of the day, these apps are, it's potential to, it's up to you to use it to, you know, like maximize
Ultimately, it
full
comes down to the
potential.
individual.
And there are always going to be people who will, you know, be destructive users of the platform.
These apps should have a responsibility and obligation. Though. I don't feel like it should be free reign and they can do whatever the hell that they want. I don't think that's okay either. Because at what point do we acknowledge that some people, and this is what I mean, I feel like we
You
live
can't
in a world.
acknowledge everyone.
It's just, but that's the thing. If you're on social media, it's not about acknowledging everyone. It's about doing your best to acknowledge everyone. It's not possible. But if it feels like you're not even trying, because there's children on these apps. Not Clubhouse, I'm talking about social media in general, but I just feel
Very
like
true.
there's young people on these
Very
apps.
true.
There's people that have such adverse experiences in life that their capacity, their social capital, their emotional capital, all of these things are different. And I feel like there's just certain things that they, not only do they not consider, but they intentionally take advantage of when it comes to social media.
Hold that there, and I'd like to disagree with that.
I disagree. I disagree. Clubhouse is probably the most social media app out there by far. So the reason I'm here is because of Clubhouse. At this point in time, I'm the most followed person in the UK on Clubhouse.
How much
Wait,
time do you
what?
spend on it? Can I ask?
Yeah, I have a little over 250,000 followers.
You're famous.
No, that's, yeah, how much time do you spend on it?
Yeah, on average, how much time?
How much time do I spend on it? So to me, I treat it like a radio show, right? I treat it like a program.
You got that vibe, yeah.
The voice in
So,
the room.
I do something in the morning.
Can you just
called-
quickly describe the weather for us? I just want to imagine.
So for me, I treat it like, so I have a show that I do every morning called 9 a.m. in London with two.
Oh, that's you!
Yeah,
I
yeah, that's me. That's
So
me.
that was on the news then.
So yeah, Clubhouse to me is a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoy it. I've got to meet some interesting people, got some really interesting people, and had some crazy conversations that I never would have had.
Yeah.
I've met some amazing people, but there is a dark side to it for sure. I've seen people go there and garner attention through any means necessary, like any means, whether it be at the expense of one person or the expense of a community. That to me is sad, but I honestly think this app is for the meek, it's for the shy, it's for the people that couldn't really find their voice on Instagram because they couldn't have these oversaturated, over-filtered pictures to gain clout off that. They weren't so much into the 280 character limit that you have on Twitter, where it's somewhat controversial and you're looking for some sort of rebuttal from somebody. If you have some sort of intellect, wit, humor, and you kind of don't buy into all the rest of the, sorry to swear, bullshit, you can honestly go on there and just be yourself and garner a following for yourself. Like, I have no Instagram clout. I suppose I have a little now. I have no Twitter clout. I suppose I have a little now. But for me, Clubhouse is what I made it. And when I first got on there, I'm sure a lot of people disliked me, even from my own community. Maybe it was the way I spoke. Maybe I didn't fit the narrative of being black and from London, but I didn't care. I think you'll give it a try, jump on.
Are you using that?
Let's do 9 a.m. in London together.
I was a bit skeptical on Clubhouse. When I first started it, I thought I had a lot of people talking about it, so I joined a lot later than everybody else. When I joined it now, again, I met Braxis. We was in a conversation, then we followed each other and we started talking from there. Then I started to see on the app, there is some beautiful black people out there. There's some amazing black people from different walks of life. And for me, I feel like this app is beautiful for our people to move forward, depending on what you use it for. And I'm very keen on, I always say this to people, if you see a room that is not for you, just leave.
Yeah.
You have that leave quietly button
It's
for
even
a
silent.
reason. And I get it. And I always go back to this point. Sometimes you have to get into a room and look at the stage
Read it.
and look who is having these conversations. These are not credible people that you probably won't listen to in real life anyway, irrespective of what they're bringing. And Clubhouse itself is what you really want out of it. I've met some amazing people across the globe that I know now in the future I am going to link up with them when we actually come out of lockdown. So for me, I don't feel like it's killing our people because there's actually worse apps out there, like the Twitters and the Instagrams, who have specific pages who push negativity in the community. The app's not even been out 6 months yet, but yet it's killing our people. What about the apps that's been out for how many years that has damaged our community already? So now because people are going into a platform where you can actually have genuine conversation, you can hear from somebody who's speaking in such a way you're like, rah, that is mad. I didn't even know you thought like that. You can listen to people. You're gonna then turn around. This is why I always say, anything that's positive for us, it always gets portrayed in a negative light. Anything that's negative gets put in a positive light. Because we forgot about all the negative platforms, but all of a sudden this new platform that came up, it's now killing our people. No, it's killing you because you don't know how to use it.
No, it's true.
You don't know how to use it. That's your new
But you know why I
problem.
say that? The thing is, I actually really agree with all of you. I really like Clubhouse. I use it. I have like a weekly thing. Like I totally accept that this is like an actual reality. But I just feel like what I was saying again. I feel like there's sides. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like if you're on the wrong side, it's toxic, man. There was especially over this period, every day I've gone in there and there is a discussion about colorism or dark skin women. And I'm like, I get it, but this is not healthy. You don't this is actually too much. And this isn't even about me telling people how to navigate. I'm speaking from just like a literal mental perspective for people in general. This just doesn't make sense to me. Like we need to give ourselves some respite. We're torturing ourselves at this point.